Hey, this is Jeff, and I keep trying to demonstrate some stuff here that is sort of interesting, but mostly not. So I have an Audient ASP880, and I went ahead and I bumped into an oddity with it that the Audient would make a lot of noise at the Nyquist frequency at double sample rates like 96 and 88.2. And I made a video of it and showed it to the folks at Audient, and they had me send it back, and I went ahead and they updated the firmware, and now the problem's gone. So right now I have my guitar plugged into the back of the Audient ASP880, so it's into the 1/4 inch in, and this is the Digicheck totalizer that will show it. And I'm just going to strum the guitar. So you notice when I strum the guitar, there's no spike of noise at the 40,000. See? So that's good news. But what's odd, there is something odd. So if I come back here, 80, let's try 70. And I quiet the guitar. You can see a little bit of noise here that, and these right now don't have anything plugged into them, but I'm going to plug something in. When I'm going to bring the gain up and down, the noise there changes a little bit, but not much. Now I'm going to go grab the cable out of the back and plug it into the front of the Audient, and then I'm going to plug it into the RME to show you differences. Okay, now it's plugged into the front of the Audient, and you get something that looks like that. If I unplug, look at all the noise at the lowest point there. Now when I bring the gain up to full, right, that noise down at 25 stays there no matter. Now I've turned the gain all the way off. When I pull it up, right? So when I plug in the cable to the front, now I'm going to turn on the high pass filter, and you notice there's a depression down to like 31, but it really doesn't do much to the noise down near -90, maybe just a little bit. Reduces it maybe 5 dB. But the noise at 31 gets reduced 15, 10. All right, let's go plug it back in the back again for a second. Okay, now it's plugged into the back of the Audient ASP880. I'm turning up the gain some, and I'm engaging the high pass. And the high pass does a lot more in the back. It seems to. Pull it up some. There's the high pass on, high pass off. High pass on, high pass off. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's look at the RME. Now, of course, this is with super duper low levels, right? Like, I'm not playing the guitar. I'm just looking at the levels on it. So in this case, I just plugged it in to the analog input 3 on the Army UCX, and I get this. I get these two little bumps right here. Now, if I disable the instrument bit here, it's slightly more pronounced. And what's interesting is you kind of get, as compared, so these very high stuff really doesn't change. This noise, this high noise doesn't change. When you enable the instrument, which just turns the Z up to 450, I think, you get more in the mid. So I'm going to turn it off. You see this, it's sort of the same shape, it's just dropped relative to the high-end noise. And I enable it and it boosts that relative to the high-end noise. The bassiest part here with the instrument button off is at what, -110, and with it on it's about the same. So that doesn't seem impacted. Now I'm going to unplug it from 3 and plug it into 2, which is this one, mic input. It's just got, it doesn't have an instrument setting, it doesn't have a high Z setting, it just has hella gain. And I look at that and it's very similar. I would say that the bass noise is a little less. It behaves very much like the high Z setting in terms of the levels of this stuff as compared to the high-end noise. But here, notice this track. Again, that noise, this is the ASP880. Right now, nothing plugged into the front, so this is the back jack. As I play with the noise, there's a lot of noise down at 25. They've solved the problem, so the firmware update solved the problem of the noise at the Nyquist frequency, but they did not, for whatever reason, similar to a lot of noise at 40K before, we now have a lot of noise at 25, but that noise doesn't come up when I play it. So, and I'll demonstrate that in 2 seconds. So, and here, let's just switch this one to auto, and I'll strum the guitar. Right, and then I'm going to unplug from the RME UCX, and I'm plugging into the 1/4" in on number 1 on the ASP880, switching this to auto and strumming the guitar. I'm getting all kind of clipping. I'm clipping the heck out of it. Hang on. So here you can see I'm no longer getting all the noise at 40K that I used to get. And the bass is going to -50. Let's go back to the Army. What happened on the Army? Oh, you know what? Probably the same stupid thing. Let me set the auto set on the gain so that it'll bring the gain down, and we're about the same thing. Similar behavior for the Army UCX. I'm going to switch back to the Audient. So now I'm down here. So the bass is ringing in -45. Now I'm going to go to the RME's High Z input and switch this to auto gain. And switch this to auto set, and it's really pretty much the same thing. So I don't know if this tells me anything or not. I thought I would make a video at least to show that the Audient thing fixed here. I'm not sure what the meaning of the bass